I've definitely got plans to make up a whole video about this flick. In the meantime, I've noticed these symbolic images related to Barbie popping up all over the place in the mass media. And let me tell you, they just confirm one major thing about the movie. It's basically propaganda, backed by the big shots.
The last SEP in March, you will see that growth moved up. These are not huge moves, but growth estimates moved up a bit. Unemployment estimates moved down a bit. Inflation estimates moved up a bit. And, all three of those kind of point in the same direction, which is, that perhaps more restraint will be necessary than we had thought at the last meeting. So
naturally, those newspapers owned by the higher-ups, like the New York Times, are all singing praises for the movie. I mean, just look at the headline where Barbie director Greta Gerwig's got one of her eyes hidden behind a Barbie eye. That's like a classic one-eye sign, no doubt about it.
So your question is, where's the disinflation going to come from? And I don't think the story has really changed. The committee has consistently said and believed that the process of getting inflation down is going to be a gradual one. It's going to take some time. This
movie's definitely being pushed by the elite. And then there's this character, Weird Barbie, who's like one of the most talked about in the movie. You can't miss it, they've practically slapped a blatant one-eye sign right on that Barbie's face. It's like they're screaming, hey, this here's elite-sponsored propaganda.
And I think we go back to the three-part framework for core PCE inflation, which is, we think, as good an indicator as you can have for where inflation is going forward. We start with goods. With goods, we need to see continued healing in supply side conditions. They've definitely improved a substantial amount, but if you talk to people in business, they will say it's not back to where it was. So that's one thing, and that should enable goods prices to continue, goods inflation to continue to come down over time.
Just like any of those modern elite-backed campaigns, this movie's got to cater to their agenda, no doubt about it. Now, there's this Barbie character played by actor Hari Nef. You might have heard of them, they were also in that show The Idol, which was all about messed up stuff like slavery in the music biz.
That leaves the big sector, which is a little more than half, of the core PCE inflation. That's non-housing services, and we see only the earliest signs of disinflation there. It's a sector, it's a very broad and diverse sector. I would say in a number of the parts of that sector, the largest cost would be wage costs. It's the service sector, so it's heavily labor intensive. And I think many analysts would say that the key to getting inflation down there is to have a continuing loosening in labor market conditions.
In Barbie, Hari actually gets hit on by one of the Kens. Hari Nef is one of those typical industry setups, artificially pushed into the limelight. They even snagged a cover spot on Quarter magazine. And get this, their hair is strategically styled to make that one-eye sign. It's like a clear message. Industry puppet.
Which we have seen. We have actually seen, I go through a number of indicators suggesting there's been some loosening in labor market conditions. We need to see that continue.